Hello everyone, my name is Paul Third and this week on Mixing Wednesdays I'm going to be making a video that I never thought I would make. Genuinely, I'm making a video about why I decided to quit my Plugin Alliance subscription bundle. I didn't think I would be making it because I don't think anybody would fucking care, but I've had lots and lots of comments from people asking me, Paul, why did you cancel your sub? Thought you said in many videos that you thought it was the best plugin subscription bundle on the market. Yep, I still think it is. For value for money, I genuinely still believe that it's the best plugin subscription, value for money, pound for pound. It is the best plugin subscription on the market. Easily, by far. And I'm going to be very honest and transparent with you, because if I wasn't a YouTuber that got so many free plugins, I would still have and pay the Plugin Alliance subscription bundle. A lot of the plugins that I own and I use, I personally wouldn't pay for because I wouldn't have the finances to do it. And I get it, why many people despise me and get really annoyed, as they are actual working engineers. Regardless of my audio engineering degree, it's irrelevant. These guys are working and they're like, great, like the guy that's not actually doing this full time gets all these free plugins. I could benefit from those plugins way more than he can. So I'm very, very fortunate. And because I'm so fortunate I have that choice, I just found I was using less Plugin Alliance plugins. I was finding I was using more of the convolution stuff, more acustica stuff, and the Tim P stuff for the compressors. I was using Arturia stuff. I was using a lot of the Sonable AI plugins. I was using Soothe, Gullfoss. I mean, there's just other plugins, other plugin devs and manufacturers, Noise Ash, etc., etc. I just have a lot of plugins, and it's just an unfortunate thing that, you know, I just started to find I was using other things, and that's really the only kind of reason I can give to you. I don't have anything negative really to say about Plugin Alliance. Honestly, like the value for money, pound for pound quality that Plugin Alliance gives you for that, like, was it £24.99 a month or something? I don't know, was it maybe like 19 quid in British pounds a month? It's very, very good value for money considering what you get elsewhere. But for me personally, I think looking back, I would say that it was too much choice. And what I found was when I had all that choice, I was kind of struggling with FOMO, like fear of missing out. Because I had all these plugins, you'd go on forums, you'd watch videos, and somebody'd be like, I use this on that, I use this on that, I use this, I use this, I use this. And when you've got it all, you're like, oh, I've got that. Maybe I should go back to it. Maybe I should try that out next time. I found I was using too many plugins back in the day. Way too many plugins. I'll use this plugin for like boosting 100 hertz and that plugin for boosting 2K. And like, I was just using too many plugins and it was just too much choice. And it was just too much. It was too much. I needed to simplify my mixing process, which is what I've done. And I've really genuinely limited the amount of choice that I have. Choice is great. Don't get me wrong. Choice is great, but sometimes choice can be a bad thing. For me personally, kind of limiting the tools that you have works for me better because I have tools where I understand their sound more. So like when I'm compressing, say a vocal, for example, there's times where I'll go to like Acoustica's Tube Tech. They're like, their CL1B, they're titanium. There's times where I'll go to the Tim P Vari level. I used to use an 1176, now I use the Smart Comp, but there'll be times where I'll use an 1176 still because I want that kind of upfront aggressive vocal. In a nutshell, I have a better understanding of the tools that I have. The more tools you have, there's lots and lots more tools that you need to understand their sound and how they work and how they can benefit you. A lot of the times, a lot of these tools can do the same thing, where it'd be very hard for an end listener to hear the difference. So what I do is I limit my options into, right, okay, like not many plugins do that, not many plugins do that, not many plugins do that. These three kind of all do the same thing, but that one has the best workflow. Kind of things like that. And I just got to a point where, unfortunately, the Plugin Alliance just wasn't cutting it for me. I just wasn't using the plugins as much as other things that I have. People were like, Paul, it's got everything you would possibly need. And I'm like, yeah, it does. You could use that entire bundle and it's got everything you would need. Everything you would need. You can make like tons and tons and tons of great mixes with the Plugin Alliance subscription bundle. But arguably, you could still make amazing mixes with stock plugins in your DAW. You know what I mean? There's an argument for everything, really. My advice to you guys is, especially now things are getting tough economically in the world just now, especially in the UK, I would advise that if you've got lots and lots of plugin subscription bundles, maybe think of limiting them, right? Don't like cripple yourself monthly when you could have a plugin subscription bundle that you don't need. I mean, at one point, I had Plugin Alliance and the Slate bundle. I didn't need the two of them, and the Slate one was the one that got that because I wasn't using the Slate subscription at all. I'm pretty sure the only thing I was using from the Slate bundle near the end was the distressor. I'm not paying like a tenner a month just for fucking one plugin. There's no point. Cancelled it. I was that daft, like before the subscription models came out. I did rent to buy from Waves. Would you believe it? Yes, Paul Third. Very, very naive. Didn't know as much as I know now. I genuinely did rent to buy. That's why you have so many fucking Waves plugins. No subscriptions, rent to buy, genuinely. And I wasted a lot of money, and I think you can waste a lot of money on plugins. Now, I will mention, because people will blast me in the comments if I don't mention it, the good thing with Plugin Alliance is, and this did benefit me, is that when you subscribe to Plugin Alliance and you do the monthly thing, at the end of the year, they give you, like, was it a 350 the 250 or 350 dollar voucher that you could use to spend. Now, I had the subscription for, I think it was 2.5 years, coming up for 3 years, and I'd never used them. And I'll give Plugin Alliance their due. I got in touch and was like, look, I never used them. Like, is there any chance I could like get these 2 vouchers? Because in the end, I did pay like 2 years worth, and they gave me the voucher codes for them. And before I cancelled, I managed to get some of the plugins that I still used. And I'll tell you what they were. So the Mag EQ, I still like to have it. I don't know why. I just like the airband. There's just times where I just know when it comes to high end. Sometimes I've got the Amber from Acustica, which is Avalon, the Massive Passive from Acustica Magenta, and the Mag airband. I like it. And then the Lindell de-esser, because I used it and I was like, wow, this Lindell de-esser is one of the best de-essers that I've tried. It just works really naturally for me. I don't know why, I just liked it. It's fucking de-esser, it's nothing special, but I quite liked it. I got the HG2MS because I do know that in mid-side it's got its place. And I do like the black box. In terms of saturation, it's got its own sound and there's times for it. I think there's times that it does work really well. And it's knowing the when and why. I always talk about the when and why now. I spoke about it in the podcast about for me, a lot of the times what separates pro mixers from amateur mixers is understanding the when and why. Pros don't use the same things every single time. They have lots of tools and they understand the sound that it gives and they know when to use it and they know why they're using it. They're like, right, okay, maybe this needs a bit of something. This tool gives you that bit of something. I know, let's go to it. So I got that. I got the SPL deverb because I still think the SPL deverb is probably the best deverb that I've tried, and that is handy. And what else was it? The SPL drum exchanger, because I don't have any of the drum trigger stuff, and I was using that for years, and I really like the way it works. So if I'm adding in, I want to trigger in drum samples and stuff, I use that, and I find it works really well. What was the other thing? The Magnum K. I like the Magnum K compressor because it's got the soft clip, and sometimes I add that in on a chorus for drums. I'll put it on a drum bus, just add it in a chorus just to put an extra little bit of dB, and then I'm just get a little bit of soft clipping and just a little bit extra volume. Many people could argue, Paul, you could use XYZ. Fuck knows. I don't know. It just works sometimes. Not all the time, but it works sometimes. I like having a plugin with the mono maker in it. I don't know. I quite like that with the Brainwork stuff. I like having the stereo with the mono maker, and again that soft clip as well, and it incorporates I forgot that, that's why I like it as well. It incorporates the Mag EQ as well, so you've got like the Mag EQ as well as the compressor soft clip, the mono maker and the stereo with. I use it, honestly, I do use it. My advice to you guys is invest in the plugin subscriptions or invest in the tools that genuinely you use. There is no point paying into something that you don't get the full benefit out of. If you have the Plugin Alliance subscription bundle or another subscription bundle and you use a crap ton, I mean a crap ton of their plugins, and you don't have the money to be buying like all of them separately, then yeah, the plugin subscription is a good outlet for you to be able to get that variation of tools. I'm just very fortunate. And trust me, it's as annoying for me as it will be for you because I've got the tools that I need to be able to go out there and be a working mixing engineer. It's just that I'm just not there yet. There's a lot of work still I need to put in. I need to figure out how to get clients. I need to figure out how to kind of network a little bit more in my portfolio. I need to build my portfolio more as well. All right. I'm not digging Plugin Alliance. That's just the honest, genuine reasons why I decided to cancel my Plugin Alliance subscription, right? There you go. My name is Paul Third. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you liked the video and you want to see other stuff, subscribe, and I'll see you again next week.